Pedro just filed for divorce from Chantel. I don't know about you guys, but part of me is actually shocked that they're actually getting divorced, and part of me is shocked that it took this long. Mostly I'm shocked that this storyline on the family Chantel was actually real. I mean, I think we were all pretty much in agreement that most of the family Chantel was 100% fake, but apparently that wasn't the case when it came to Chantel and Pedro's marriage issues. But let's take a few steps back here. You might remember my video from a few weeks ago when I said that Chantel was very clearly not wearing her wedding ring on social media anymore, and that to me was enough confirmation that these two had broken up. But it actually got even worse on the show when they were pretty much fighting non-stop about Pedro's new job, and then Chantel has gone almost completely silent on social media since the new season started airing, and all of these things together had me convinced that they were separated, but I really didn't think that they were actually going to get a divorce, and I can't help but wonder if this is all happening now that Pedro's a US citizen. I mean, let's look at this for a second. Pedro was the one to file for a divorce. Pedro was the one who stopped coming home as much and who was supposedly working all the time, and Pedro was the one who would benefit from staying married to Chantel so that he could become a US citizen. Now he's a US citizen and all of a sudden he wants a divorce from her. But let's get into the details of the actual filing because it's honestly really shocking, and even more shocking than I expected. First of all, the filing was done in May, but it's only just become public today, and in that filing, Pedro said that they had been separated since April, and remember back when I said that that's when she stopped wearing her wedding ring on social media? Well, my theory was right, and that is when they split up, but it only gets weirder from there because Pedro said that the marriage was irretrievably broken in the paperwork, and I would just love to know why, and these two thrive on drama, and so does their marriage, so, I mean, it's like, what could have happened that they couldn't have come back from? But honestly, that's like the least crazy part of the paperwork because Pedro also filed an emergency motion claiming that Chantel had stolen $275,000 from their joint business account just a few days before they separated, and supposedly she moved the money from their joint business account to a joint account that she has with her sister. And now don't get me wrong, this sounds exactly like something Chantel would do, but why? How could she be that stupid? Did she not think this was going to come back to haunt her? And you can't just steal money from a joint account, you know, days before you separate from your husband and think you're going to get away with it. So I'm sure she thought that she needed the money, but that's just not how it works. And Pedro was trying to get the judge to force Chantel to put the money in a joint account so that they can both transfer it evenly, but the judge denied that it was an emergency and that it could be resolved at a later date. And I would love to know why the judge denied it, and there must be a reason because if Chantel actually did that, that is really bad. And besides that, it doesn't sound like Pedro is asking for anything too insane. He really just wants all of their assets to be split evenly, which honestly, considering that they were married for 5 years, is probably pretty reasonable. And I'm almost positive that they made the majority of their savings while they were married because of the show. And maybe Chantel had some savings before their marriage that she'd have to split with him, but let's be real, most of their savings comes from their 90 Day Fiancé fame. But anyway, when you look at their social media, it's pretty clear that they've been living apart for a while now, and neither of them have posted anything about the other in ages. And honestly, Pedro is mostly posting selfies like he's already out looking for a new wife, and I would just love to know what actually went wrong with these two. I mean, after 5 years of drama, they really expect us to believe that they're getting a divorce because Pedro is too close with his new co-workers. There must be more to the story here, especially because they have both filed restraining orders against each other, so clearly this is not a situation where they're still friendly but didn't want to be married anymore. And no, there is some real serious drama going on here, and I don't know about you guys, but I hope to God that we actually get to see it all unfold on the family Chantel. And considering how fake this show usually appears to be, I would not be shocked if we never even get to see the real story. But what do you guys think about all of this? Whose side are you on? Were you shocked that Pedro actually filed, or were you pretty much convinced that they weren't together anymore like I was? Or are you mostly just shocked that something on the family Chantel was actually real for once? Guys, let me know what you think about all of this craziness in the comments below, because I am honestly shocked by how much happened and what it all means for the future of the family Chantel. Well guys, what a crazy drama. Put in the comments below what you guys think, and like always, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor, hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.